iDriveSoCal is brought to you by the best automotive retailers from across Southern California. We consider our dealer partners friends and highly recommend them. When it's time for you to buy, just go to iDriveSoCal.com and click on dealers to get connected. Or email me and I'll personally introduce you. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Now, on with the podcast.
These RX-7s, they were just in excellent condition. There was quite a good number of Skylines, and that's one of my favorite classic Japanese car now. There was a good number of Chargers and Challengers. There's a number of European cars as well, Audis. There were about 30 or so different awards for various vehicles and classes.
Welcome to iDriveSoCal, the podcast all about mobility from the automotive capital of the United States, Southern California. Tom Smith here with the good professor, Mr. Clinton Quan. Say hello, Clinton.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, my friend. This podcast is about a auto show. Surprise, surprise. Tom and Clinton talking about an auto show in Southern California. It's one that we haven't covered in the past, and actually was news to me that we were going to be covering it. I don't think... Professor, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we actually posted this one on the iDriveSoCal.com.
That is correct.
Page.
We did not post it. It was something that I just planned spur of the moment.
Okay. Next year, you will be able to go to this based on the events page, based on the newsletter. If you're a newsletter recipient, sign up for the iDriveSoCal newsletter. Just go to iDriveSoCal.com. Give us your old email address. We'll be happy to keep you apprised of all the automotive happenings and mobility happenings throughout Southern California. But this podcast, the professor and I are syncing up to discuss a automotive show that goes on. How many years in a row has it been going on?
That's a good question. I don't know how many years it's been going on, but I know it's once a year.
Professor. We didn't post it on the site ahead of time. You don't know how many years it's been going on.
There's not a whole lot of info.
Are we really talking about an auto show today?
Yes, we are.
Or are we just making something up?
We really are talking about an auto show.
Okay. The auto show took place in Riverside County, in Corona specifically, and the name of it is the Local Car Fest. Now, the professor is going to tell us all about it, but it actually took place at the sponsor's kind of location, right? And this is, what's the name of the company?
iBach.
iBach. And iBach makes...
performance parts, shocks, springs, sway bars.
Okay, so suspension-related performance parts.
Yes, correct.
For both off-road as well as on, or primarily on-road?
Correct.
Correct?
Yes, both.
On and off. Okay.
Both on and off.
Okay, all types of vehicles. So a little plug for the iBach company, and I've actually never heard of these guys. The professor has, because he's a little bit more dialed in than I. I'm a little bit more of a generalist. He's a little bit more of a specific. You're an enthusiast that touches on it just about every. The only thing that I don't hear you talk a ton about is like extreme off-road stuff. Have you ever done anything in that regard?
I have not, but. Yeah, that's something that we could venture off into as well.
So if there's any podcast listeners out there that are part of an off-road club, hit me up and or the professor, and we'll get the professor out with you for some off-road extravaganza, and we'll do a podcast about it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, all right. So iBach, and that's spelled E-I-B-A-C-H. I guess these guys are manufacturers, distributors, and
yeah, they're headquartered in Corona. It's very close to the 91 and the 15 freeway.
Okay. And they have the auto show going on an annual basis. How long, we don't know, because the professor hasn't delivered that homework.
I imagine it hasn't been going on that long.
Okay.
Yeah, if I were to venture to guess, maybe less than 10 years.
So you're dialed into all these car shows, and how did you find out about this one?
Just
by going to all the others that you go to?
Googling, looking for a car show, something to do while I was out doing a test drive.
No kidding.
Yes.
So is this your first time you've been to this show?
Oh, yeah, this is my very first time. Otherwise, I would have more info.
Holy cow. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's why it was planned spur of the moment.
Okay. Well, IBOC folks, the free PR. Here you go. Professor came by and the show was pretty cool. I saw some pictures. You got some really nice cars there.
A little bit of everything for everyone.
And everything danced up. Everything was had some kind of aftermarket stuff going on.
All of these cars were pretty much customized and had aftermarket parts.
And as always, go to iDriveSoCal.com. We will have all the pics that the good professor takes posted with this podcast, and you'll see all the cars that we're about to talk about. But the other thing was, I asked the professor if this was judged at all, and he said, "Oh yeah, it was judged." And actually, we'll have a picture of the hardware that they were giving out. They had an entire tent filled with trophies to be given out at that event, right?
I believe there were about 30 awards or trophies given out.
So lots of categories, and it sounds like, maybe first, second, third place in each category or something like that.
I believe it's first and second.
Okay.
Yeah, and then some specialty awards as well.
Okay. You were literally on, I didn't know, that's so funny. You're going on a test drive, and you're looking for things to do on a test drive, and you Googled and found this show, and that's how you came across. So someone like you, who's educated on, you went to the show, and based on your seeing the show, you decided, hey, Tom, this one is worthy of us doing a podcast on?
Yes, after attending the show, taking a number of photos at the event, and checking out all the vehicles, I decided, yeah, why don't we do a podcast on this one?
All right. There you go. The good professor. He's just that good. So tell us about the show.
Well, first thing I noticed were the Mazda RX-7s as soon as they entered the show.
Okay.
And a number of them, they looked quite familiar. I think they were the same ones that I saw at the Japanese classic car show. And these RX-7s, they were just in excellent condition. I saw a white one. There was one that was sort of like I think it was like a dark green, and there was a black one as well. Great looking RX-7s.
A lot of those cars look like they're track worthy. Was there any discussion of these guys going to, because you're out there, you're not far from the Auto Club Speedway where you could,
that's about a 30-minute drive from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, which is just north of Corona. And from talking to some of the owners, it appears that most of them do not track their cars.
Okay.
They're more for show.
Just make them look like they could do very well on the track. But not only go on the track, but
they definitely could go on the track. There's no question about it.
Okay.
Yeah, with the performance parts.
So flipping through the pictures, I saw the RX-7s. And then also we have, the GTR is a neat car. But for those that know, the GTR outside of the United States has been around for a long time, much longer than it's actually been here in the United States, but known as a Skyline, right?
Correct, yes.
So, and there was a number of Skylines at this event. Yes,
there was quite a good number of Skylines, and that's one of my favorite. I guess you could call it a classic Japanese car now. The older Skylines.
We just covered the Japanese classic car show.
Yeah, and there were some Skylines there.
There were.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
There weren't. I don't.
Oh, you know what? I remember asking you if there was GTRs, and you said no, there wasn't GTRs, but there was Skylines. Okay.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know that you're interested, the Nissan Skyline is the Nissan GTR, but it's the Skyline. It's still called the Skyline in like Japan and whatever else, right?
Yes, I believe it is. Correct.
Okay. So there you have it. Another interesting little tidbit about Nissan and then its luxury brand Infiniti in Japan. There is no Infiniti. Infinity's only here in the United States.
Same thing with Acura. There's no Acura in Japan.
It's just Honda, but they still have the vehicles.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Such as the NSX. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. And then there were also a number of Supras.
Yeah, I did see the Supras.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the excitement of the new Supra that's supposed to be coming out.
Yes, that should be unveiled at the North American Auto Show from what I read.
And you know what? Let's drop
a lot of anticipation.
The North American Auto Show is Detroit.
Correct.
And Detroit's been taking it on the chin as far as their auto show goes because many manufacturers have been pulling out of it.
Yes, that's true.
This is a good thing for Detroit.
Yeah, this is great for Detroit.
And, as I've said before, the Detroit mayor and I have been in regular contact. He's very upset with iDriveSoCal calling Southern California the automotive capital of the United States and the automotive capital of the world. The mayor of Detroit has big problems with that. A lot of cease and desist, and I'm kidding, of course. Haven't heard from the Detroit mayor.
You might now.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, since we talked about Detroit, let's talk about some of the American automobiles that were there.
Perfect. Lots of Hellcats.
Yeah, lots of Chargers, Challengers, yes, and Hellcat.
And the Hellcat,
which is a version of the.
Is it a version of both, or is it just the Challenger?
That's a great
question. Or
question.
is it just the Charger?
I believe it's. I know
we should know those.
I know it's the Challenger. I believe it's the Challenger for sure.
Really certain.
Over 700 horsepower.
For sure, maybe
that's the one we saw.
For sure, maybe
that's the one I saw. Yes.
I know where I got sidetracked, and we'll get back to the auto show in just a second. But let's drop a couple of our sponsors in here. First off, you were out in them there parts of Southern California to test drive for our good friends at Rock Honda.
Yes,
and you drove the 2019 Civic Coupe. Which we're going to be well, by the time this comes out, right around there, you'll be able to listen to that podcast as well. But a beautiful styled car. So thanks to our friends at Rock Honda. We love you guys. And our newest auto dealer partner, sponsor, Toyota, dropping the Toyota name. There was an association, though, that I just wanted to make. We were just talking Toyota. Oh, we talked about the Supra.
Yes, the Supra.
Right. So our newest West Coast Toyota, Long Beach. Looking forward to working with those guys. Thank you guys for coming on board. So you need a Honda, you go to Rock Honda out there in Fontana. You need a Toyota, you go to West Coast Toyota right there in. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program on the local Car Fest out in Corona, California, in Riverside County. The American vehicles is what we were just talking about.
Yeah, so there was a good number of both Chargers and Challengers, and I'm seeing a lot of those on the road now. Dodge is constantly refreshing and updating the Charger and Challenger, and it keeps it fresh and exciting for sure.
It's interesting, right? Who really brought that back? Was it, what I mean brought that back is the old muscle styling, right? You had the Mustang came out with its kind of throwback from the 60s look.
That's true.
Was it the Mustang first, and then
I believe
everybody
it was
else?
Mustang, then yes, and I know
you got
Chevy.
The Camaro, you got
Chevy
the
brought back that retro styling of the Camaro, and the Challenger's been out for quite some time, but the Charger is the only true, you could say, muscle car looking sedan out there really now.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nothing from GM and nothing from Ford.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
And it's a great looking sedan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Charger?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So what else about the local Car Fest there at Corona at the IBOC aftermarket parts manufacturer distributor headquarters there?
Well, they had a number of classic vehicles, and you saw from the photos, Mustang, a Camaro, a Mercedes SL.
That's right. They did.
Yeah.
Didn't they? All right.
So there's a number of European cars as well, Audis. They even had a classic BMW. I didn't take a photo of that one. But yeah, a little bit of everything. European cars. We talked about the Japanese cars. We talked about the American cars. I think there was a Viper Club that came out as well. There were a number of Vipers there.
So a little
Corvettes.
bit of everything for. You had Vets there too.
Yeah, Corvettes as well.
Any exotics?
Exotics. I'm trying. Oh, Lotus. Well, if you call Lotus.
Well, you know what, though, I was about to say if you get a Ferrari or a Lambo, you don't really need to do anything aftermarket to it, right?
That's true.
Unless you're Kevin Federline, and you need to get the remember when he was with Britney Spears, and he did the brake caliper.
Yeah,
he put his name. Do you remember that news story? I remember seeing that.
I think I remember that.
He took off. I think it said Ferrari in the brake caliper. It said Ferrari, but he had it customized to say Federline instead of Ferrari. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, usually I think for most people, when you get a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you're probably not going to want to customize it or do anything to it.
Let me put some rims on this Ferrari. Sounds like something Federline would do.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know Kevin Federline.
Yeah.
Sorry. But anyway. All right. We're carrying on. Anything else about the local Car Fest in Corona at the IBOC aftermarket headquarters?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, there were about 30 or so different awards for various vehicles and classes. That took place later in the show. I wasn't at the tail end of the event, but that's definitely a big part of the event as well, the judging. In fact, while I was checking out some of the cars, I did see some of the judges walking around and scoping out the vehicles as well.
And you said there's a couple hundred cars there.
I would say there were probably around 250 50, if I were to guess, surrounding pretty much almost the entire building.
And was it was there a fee to get in?
It is complimentary for spectators, so there's no fee.
Couple of bucks for if you want to display your car.
Yes, there is a fee if you want to display your vehicle.
Okay.
I think it was around $30 or $40 to display the vehicle.
Okay.
Yep, and the weather was great for the car show this time of year in Corona. It's a great time to have a car show. Normally, it's really hot in the Inland Empire in the summertime or springtime. So November's a great time to host a car show.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, very good. Well, hey, iBot guys out there in Corona, thanks for putting on a fun show. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Professor, as always, thank you for your expert analysis. And for all of you iDriveSoCal listeners, we will definitely have the local Car Fest on our events page on iDriveSoCal.com for future years to come. It sounds like a good show. It definitely has the professor's 2 thumbs up, and always good family friendly fun. The automotive shows. I'm assuming this is good family friendly fun. Yeah.
Oh yes, this is definitely. I saw a number of kids out there. So yeah,
all auto shows are pretty much good family friendly.
Right? For the most part.
All right. Excellent.
I'm not going to say all, but I will say for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. Yes. I mean, there's some that get a little racy, that kind of thing. But Anyway, so very good, Professor. Thank you as always for iDriveSoCal. I am Tom Smith. Thank you as always for tuning in.
This episode was engineered and edited by Bobby Flores.
Howdy. Still here, huh? That's cool, but this one's pretty much done. But we have tons of additional content at our website, iDriveSoCal.com. If you're not listening from there already, you should definitely check it out. From there, you can subscribe to our newsletter, the podcast, or leave a note. And I'd love to hear from you too. Here's my email, tom@iDriveSoCal.com. That's Tom, T-O-M, at iDrive, the letter I, drive like drive a car, SoCal like Southern California.com. Tom at iDriveSoCal.com. Thanks again for listening, and please reach out with whatever's on your mind.